Slot machines are often marketed as the simplest game in the casino. You put money in, press a button, and hope for the best. No rules to memorize, no dealer to interact with, no decisions to make. Or at least that's what it looks like on the surface. But beneath the spinning reels and flashy animations is one of the most complex gambling systems ever created. And if you want to actually win more at slots, or at least lose less over time, you need to understand one word that casinos rarely explain clearly: volatility. To understand volatility, we need to start with how slot machines evolved. Early mechanical slots were brutally simple. They had a few reels, a handful of symbols, and very limited outcomes. Wins were small, frequent, and predictable. Players knew what they were getting into. As technology advanced and machines became digital, casinos gained the ability to redesign slots from the inside out. The reels you see today aren't real. They're visual representations of mathematical models designed to control how often, how much, and how dramatically money is paid out. Modern slots are powered by random number generators, or RNGs. Every spin is independent, meaning the machine doesn't remember your previous wins or losses. But while the outcome of each spin is random, the distribution of wins over time is not. This is where volatility comes in. Volatility describes how a slot machine delivers its payouts, whether it pays smaller amounts more often or larger amounts much less frequently. Low volatility slots tend to give frequent, smaller wins. You might feel like you're winning often, but those wins usually just slow down losses rather than produce big profits. High volatility slots, on the other hand, can go long stretches without paying much at all, but when they hit hard. The experience feels very different even if two machines have the same overall return to player percentage. This is one of the most important educational points players miss. RTP tells you how much a machine pays back over millions of spins. Volatility tells you how it behaves during your session. Two slots with identical RTPs can feel opposite to play. One drains your bankroll slowly. The other feels brutal until it suddenly isn't. Casinos understand this difference extremely well, which is why they offer such a wide range of slot styles. Casual players often gravitate toward low volatility machines because they feel safer and more entertaining in the short term. Experienced or risk-seeking players are drawn to high volatility games, chasing life-changing wins. Neither approach is wrong, but problems arise when players don't realize which type of machine they're playing. One of the biggest myths in slot gambling is that certain machines are due to pay. Volatility feeds this illusion. On high volatility machines, long dry spells are normal and expected. Players often interpret these stretches as signs that a big win is coming, when in reality, the machine is behaving exactly as designed. Understanding volatility helps break this mindset and replaces hope with realistic expectations. From a practical standpoint, knowing volatility helps you match the machine to your bankroll and goals. If you have a small bankroll and want to play for a long time, high volatility slots are dangerous. You're more likely to bust before hitting a meaningful win. Low to medium volatility games give you more spins, more feedback, and more entertainment per dollar, even if the jackpots aren't massive.
On the other hand, if your goal is a big score and you're comfortable with risk, a high volatility slot may align better with your expectations. The key difference between informed play and blind gambling is knowing that long losing streaks are part of the deal and budgeting for them accordingly. Casinos also layer volatility into bonus features. Free spins, multipliers, cascading reels, and bonus rounds aren't just entertainment, they're volatility engines. Many modern slots push the majority of their payout potential into bonuses, meaning base game spins can feel weak or unrewarding. This design increases emotional investment as players chase the next feature trigger rather than focusing on overall results. Another important concept tied to volatility is session length. Slots are designed to be played over time, and volatility determines how emotionally stable or unstable that time feels. Low volatility slots create smoother sessions. High volatility slots create emotional roller coasters. Casinos don't prefer one over the other. They prefer that players choose without fully understanding the difference. Slot developers also use volatility to shape player behavior. A machine that pays small wins early encourages longer play. A machine that advertises massive jackpots encourages repeat visits. Both strategies rely on psychology just as much as math. The more you understand volatility, the less likely you are to be pulled by these design choices unconsciously.
It's also worth noting that volatility can't be beaten or manipulated by timing, button presses, or bet changes. Increasing your bet doesn't make a win more likely. It only increases the size of the outcome when one occurs. Many players raise bets during losing streaks thinking it improves their chances, when in reality it only accelerates losses on high volatility machines. That said, bet sizing does matter in relation to volatility. On high volatility slots, betting too large relative to your bankroll dramatically increases the chance of ruin before a payout occurs. On lower volatility machines, smaller bets can stretch playtime and reduce emotional swings. Winning more at slots often isn't about hitting jackpots, it's about managing exposure. Modern casinos rarely label volatility clearly, but there are clues. Slots with massive max wins, aggressive bonus features, and long dry spells are almost always high volatility. Games that hit small combinations frequently, even if they barely cover the bet, tend to be lower volatility. Learning to recognize these patterns is a practical skill every slot player should develop.
Quick reminder, if you want more content like this that explains why games work the way they do, hit subscribe so you don't miss future videos. You're gonna want to stick around too. The next tip is something most players never think about, and once you see it, you'll never look at the game the same way again.
One detail many players don't realize is that volatility is decided long before a slot ever reaches a casino floor. Game developers design the volatility profile during the math modeling stage, sometimes months or years before the machine is released. Casinos don't usually alter volatility on individual machines. They choose which volatility profiles to install based on the type of players they want to attract. This means the experience you're having isn't accidental. It was selected intentionally. Another interesting fact is that high volatility slots often look deceptively generous in marketing materials. Large win numbers like 10,000x bet are prominently advertised, but what's rarely mentioned is how unlikely those wins are. Casinos know that humans respond strongly to potential upside, even when the probability is microscopic. Understanding volatility helps players mentally separate possible from probable. Volatility also explains why some slots feel like they tease wins constantly. Near misses, where symbols land just above or below a jackpot line, are more common on certain machines, especially medium to high volatility slots. These outcomes are psychologically powerful, encouraging continued play without paying out. From a math perspective, a near miss is identical to a total loss, but emotionally it feels very different. A lesser-known aspect of volatility is how it interacts with autoplay features. Autoplay removes friction and emotional checkpoints, allowing players to burn through spins faster than they realize. On high volatility slots, this can be dangerous, as long losing streaks can occur quickly and quietly. Pro-minded players often avoid autoplay on volatile machines to stay aware of bankroll changes. Some modern slots include multiple volatility layers within the same game. The base game may be low volatility, while bonus rounds are extremely high volatility. This hybrid design keeps players engaged during regular play while still offering the excitement of massive wins.
Understanding this structure helps players avoid overestimating how good a slot feels during non-bonus spins.
Volatility also explains why session timing myths persist. Players believe machines pay more at certain times of day or after jackpots hit. In reality, volatility-driven droughts and bursts create patterns that look meaningful but are entirely random. Recognizing this helps players avoid chasing narratives that don't exist. From a bankroll perspective, volatility determines how much money you should realistically bring. The common rule of thumb among experienced players is to bring 50 to 100 spins worth of bets for low volatility slots and 200 to 500 spins for high volatility slots, depending on risk tolerance. While this doesn't guarantee success, it reduces the chance of premature busts. Another misconception is that increasing bet size unlocks better payouts. In most slots, bet size only scales the outcome, not the odds. On high volatility machines, larger bets simply expose more money to longer dry spells. Casinos benefit when players misunderstand this because bet escalation feels proactive while mathematically doing nothing to improve chances. Volatility also impacts how wins feel, not just how often they occur. A $100 win on a low volatility slot might come from dozens of small hits adding up. On a high volatility slot, that same $100 might arrive all at once or not at all. Players who prefer emotional stability often enjoy lower volatility more, even if the theoretical return is identical.
Slot tournaments and leaderboard events tend to favor high volatility machines, even when RTPs are equal. That's because tournaments reward spikes, not consistency. Understanding volatility allows players to choose machines strategically during these events, instead of guessing blindly. Casinos also use volatility to manage floor diversity. Machines near entrances or walkways are often lower volatility to showcase frequent wins and keep energy high. High volatility machines are commonly placed deeper in the casino, where committed players are more likely to seek them out. This layout subtly guides player behavior without explicit instruction. One of the most important educational takeaways is that volatility doesn't care about emotions. It doesn't reward patience or punish impatience. It simply follows its design. Players who accept this tend to make calmer decisions, avoid chasing losses, and leave sessions with clearer expectations. The idea of winning more at slots often needs reframing. Winning more doesn't always mean cashing out ahead. It can mean extending playtime, avoiding bankroll wipeouts, and choosing experiences that match your risk tolerance. Volatility is the tool that lets players make those choices intentionally instead of accidentally. At the end of the day, slots are not skill games, but they are understanding games. The more you know about how they're built, the fewer surprises you'll face. Volatility doesn't guarantee wins, but it does give you control over the kind of experience you're choosing to have. Winning more at slots doesn't mean beating the machine. It means playing the right machine at the right stakes with the right expectations. And once you understand volatility, the flashing lights stop feeling mysterious, and the game becomes what it really is, a carefully designed system that rewards knowledge just as much as luck.
And that wraps up today's video. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel out and tells YouTube this is content worth sharing.
Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another strategy breakdown, game walkthrough, or insider tip. We've got tons of guides coming your way, and you'll want to be here when they drop.
And hey, tell me in the comments what you want to see next. Whether it's roulette strategies, blackjack tips, slot myths, virtual casino breakdowns, whatever you're curious about, let me know. Your ideas shape what we create.
Before you go, if you're serious about leveling up your casino knowledge, you have to check out the Ultimate Casino Guide. I put everything I've learned into one massive, easy-to-read resource designed to make you a smarter, more confident, more prepared player. If you've ever wondered which games actually give you the best odds, how do pros manage their bankroll so they don't blow it all in an hour, what tricks casinos use, both physical and digital, to influence your decisions, how to avoid the biggest money traps beginners fall into, then the Ultimate Casino Guide will change the way you play forever. It covers psychology, probability, strategy charts, real-world case studies, VR and online casino risks, loyalty program hacks, literally everything you need to walk into any casino and know exactly what you're doing. The link is right here on the end card. Click it and start transforming the way you play. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, play smart, and I'll see you in the next video.